Well, it's about that time. Welcome back. Today we have my top 5 favorite knives in my current collection. It is late November 2022. So as you know with these things, there are new acquisitions, new purchases coming in all the time. So that may bump something, but for right now, these are my top 5 favorite in no particular order of November 2022, what I own so far. Sipping on a little decaf English breakfast. Oh, good for the pipes. All right, let's get after it. The first one here is we have the Winter Bladeco Factor. Ooh, look at that little Pelican-esque case. Oh. The Factor is a super fun knife out of Winter Bladeco. It's got that satisfying ting that I'm sure you've seen on the internet if you're into this kind of thing. If not, this is a part of the first batch, first production run. I was one of the lucky 200 to nab one of these. It's a real low serial number. I think it's like 13. I don't remember exactly. This guy runs on magnets. This crossbar lock might look like it's a spring, but it's actually a magnet that holds it in place. It's also a magnet that holds the detent, and this magnet draws that lock bar over, so it is super fidgety, super satisfying sound that it makes, and it is just awesome. This is a blue anodized titanium carbon fiber on the pocket clip side. This is a lime green G10 accent. Fantastic knife, tons of fun. Next up, we have a Benchmade Mini Crooked River. I promise I can do the flick. There it is. You know, be kind to your content creators. It's way harder to do this stuff on a camera than it is without it. So the Benchmade Mini Crooked River. This is just the standard one, S30V Rich Light. These are, I believe, brushed aluminum bolsters. Little orange pivot ring, split arrow pocket clip. You know, I am a fan of Benchmade. They're local to me. I live in the greater Portland metro area of Oregon, and Benchmade makes a great knife, has a great warranty. Part of what I love specifically about the Mini Crooked River, it is an excellent design, very smooth. I think this is like the epitome of how the Axis lock operates. But it's also just a really classic looking knife and knife profile. It's one of those things that the generation before me, that my dad's generation, and him specifically, he loves this knife. It gives that look of, you know, the ode to Buck, the Buck 110. Like, it has that little bit of a classic knife vibe with premium modern materials. Just look at that fall shut. Also, I love living and doing things in the great outdoors, and so this is one of those knives that when I carry it to my office day job, makes me feel like I'm going and doing something a little bit more adventurous, having a good time. Makes me feel like nature's on the horizon. Next up, we have the Demco 80-20.5, these wave-length G10 scales from Flitanium. You may recognize this knife if you follow the channel. You can check out another video on this particular knife. This pocket clip comes from Lynch Northwest. Backspacer is brass. And then these wavelength scales come from Flitanium. It really makes this knife a nice beefy carry. Austin A steel. This one was a Blade HQ exclusive. If you're not familiar, the Shark Lock is just a fantastic mechanism to operate. It's this little fin pull down. You can flick it, you can thumb stud it, you can do all sorts of manipulations, and this thing is good to go. It is an addicting knife to fidget with, and it's just a good solid lockup, good strong lock, and with no blade play. I mean, it is just fall shut every time. It's a great knife. I have one that's going to be replacing this probably as my top 5. This one's going to get bumped because I have a 3V version and I have a special build with it. be sure to subscribe, because if you're looking at these knives so far and you're like, well, those are on the higher end of expensive, I do have a video that I'm going to be bringing out next week that is my top 5 favorite knives under $100. So in sort of a budget conscious line, there's a lot of great stuff out there, and I have a few picks, and I'm really excited for that. Next up, we have the Tactical Knife Company Rockwall. This particular one is in CPM Magna Cut. It's a milled titanium body. It's a liner lock mechanism. And this guy is just so smooth. If you can flick it. It just, oh man. It jets out of there like it's almost an assisted knife. Yeah, it's got that satisfying feel and sound of titanium. Blade shape and profile makes it a real cutter, especially after you put your first sharpen on it. Yeah, you can see that edge just wanting to jump out of you. This one was a gift from my wife, and it's just an amazing cutting tool. I have nothing but good things to say about it. Even this pocket clip, this design, little tiny duckbill. It slides in and out of the pocket well. It's a nice deep carry. It's not like everything else you've ever seen. And if you're familiar with Tactile Turn and their pens, this is the same company, just started a knife company. You get that little pinwheel rotating on the pivot. It is a classy knife. It is a gentleman's carry to the highest degree. Just disappears in the pocket. Slim little profile, but you do get almost 3 inches of blade. Fits great in the hand. Excellent knife. Without further ado, the last one on the list here, we have the Vero Engineering Axon, however you're supposed to say it. I don't think I've heard it out of the mouth of Joseph Vero, so I'm unsure. This guy is the most sizable, and as you can tell, like the rest of them hover around sort of a 3-inch blade length if you're familiar with the knives. This guy is a full solid 3.5-inch blade length, almost 8 inches overall, maybe just over 8 inches. This is a titanium frame lock M390 blade, and this sucker is smooth. And look at those lines. I mean, this guy looks like a spaceship, and a knife got a little frisky. Started procreating. This knife is a conversation piece whenever I have it out. It's got, I put just a killer edge on this one. With M390, that sticks around for quite a while. It's a very easy to operate one-handed frame lock. You should follow Vero Engineering on Instagram. If you want to get a Vero knife, that's exactly what you have to do. These guys are decently priced for what they are. They are an expensive knife. I think that the Axon is like in the $340 range, depending on the finish that you get. And they are hard to get. He's working hard at getting more stock to be able to have them stick around a little bit. But as it is right now, most of the drops sell out within minutes, and if you're lucky, within an hour. So a good strategy, a thing to think about when you're trying to get hard to get knives, is you need to be following on Instagram, Facebook, paying attention to when the drops are going to happen. And my tips are to have card information stored in your computer, have an account already made with the seller, and be ready to go. Have your card on the table in case it doesn't auto-populate, and just be ready. Set a calendar reminder, have an alarm go off, refresh the page several times right before the drop goes live. That's what it takes to get some of these knives, and I have been thoroughly impressed with the things that I have been able to get when I've decided to go for them. I mean, both of these knives were 1 for 1. I tried once for each of these, and these are both hard to get knives, and I was able to pick them up. So make sure you're subscribed for upcoming videos of the under $100 version of this video. Many more on the way. Have lots of fun stuff. having a ton of fun making videos, having fun talking about knives, and more. So the rundown here, we have the Vero Engineering Axon, tactile knife company Rockwall, have the Demco AD 20.5, Benchmade Mini Crooked River, and then the Winter Blade Co. Factor. Thank you so much for watching. Like this video, give us a comment of your top 5, and above all else, let love and light fill your life. I will see you next time.